comes first. I'm Jenna Wolf. That is Nick Reichel, who's here. Former All-Pro wide receiver Brandon Marshall joining us this morning. It is good to see you.
It's been a long time since you and I were on television together, man.
Houston Super Bowl.
Man, almost 3 years ago. Good to see you again, man.
Thanks for having me. Love the show.
It's been even longer for us.
That's right.
Never. So this is going to be quite a show. Well, we got 3 great hours of sports programming, a lot to get to. We're going to jump right in and start with the matchup of the week. Hands down, Cowboys up in New England to face the Patriots this weekend, where the Pats have won 17 straight regular season games. Cowboys coming off a win where Dak Prescott played great. Patriots coming off a win where Tom Brady did not, and admitted this week his whole offense needs to step it up. Nick, I'll start with you. Dak versus Brady. Which quarterback do you trust more come Sunday afternoon?
On Sunday, this is a very, very simple question and a very simple answer. It has to be the quarterback that's played like an MVP candidate. Has to be the quarterback who's been the engine that's driven his offense and his team all year. And it can't be the quarterback that right now is battling amongst some who's who in his own division for who's been the best quarterback in the AFC East this year. The answer has to be Dak Prescott.
Oh.
And it has nothing to do with the generational greatness of Tom Brady. It has nothing to do with who's the greatest quarterback of all time or count the rings or the Super Bowl appearances or any of that. It has to do with, in the middle of November of 2019, who's better. And right now, I don't know what the argument would be that Tom Brady has been better up to this point, or that we would expect Tom Brady to be better on Sunday. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean Tom Brady's team won't win. In fact, I think Tom Brady's team actually will win. But the quarterback who you trust more this season, this week, Brandon, to me, has clearly been Dak Prescott.
Wow, this is an amazing game. Now we're going into like championship football. You look at some of the matchups over the last couple of weeks. You've had Seattle, you've had San Fran, you've had Baltimore, you've had New England, and now we have the Cowboys versus New England Patriots. So when you ask that question, the first thing that comes to mind is really not about the quarterback at all. It's about the supporting cast. It's about the guys around them. It's about, let's look at run offense. You have the Cowboys sitting at 7th, averaging 4.6 yards per rush. Talking a little bit of X's and O, a little bit of football here, okay, to wake up everyone in America. But then you look at the New England Patriots defense. Since week 4, they have been gashed. There's one team that's given up more yards per rush, and that's the freaking Jacksonville Jaguars, okay? So that's what it comes down to me. I love what the Cowboys have. I don't like where New England's at right now. And I think that because of Ezekiel Elliott in his running game, Dak Prescott is going to be the guy that's going to lead the way. Everyone's picking New England right now. Everyone. Not so easy, not so fast. Okay, the Cowboys will win this game.
Why don't you want it to come down to Dak or Tom Brady? Why don't you think it'll be a battle of quarterbacks?
Because it's never just about one guy. We always look at the quarterback position. We're like, man, it's the franchise quarterback. Everything's about this guy. And that's not football anymore. It's about situational football. It's about the guys around them. The coaches, they're playing even a bigger role. It's not just, let's plug in these guys in our system. This is our system, the way we've been running it for 5, 10, 15 years. Now it's about how do we take the talent that we have and build our scheme around them. So the Cowboys do that, okay? When you look at how the Cowboys play football and how they're doing it right now, they have what it takes to go into New England and beat them. They have what it takes to go on a run. Now, do I love them? Yes, but do I love their schedule? No. But they have what it takes to challenge a Tom Brady and the New England Patriots.
Nick, this is interesting. You say that even though you think right now Dak Prescott is playing better than Tom Brady, you think the Patriots are going to win on Sunday. Yeah. Last week, the Patriots played the Eagles. You happen to think the Cowboys are better than the Eagles right now. Dak is better than Wentz, but you thought that the Eagles would win that game.
Well, I don't think the Cowboys are better than the Eagles right now. I do think Dak's playing better than Wentz. I don't think the Cowboys are a better team than the Eagles. I know they have a better record than the Eagles. I thought in this game specifically, Jenna, I agree with Brandon in this regard. If the Cowboys are going to win, it can't be about Dak. It has to be about the running game. To your specific question, what quarterback has the ability, shown the ability this season to have a bigger game, have a better game? It is Dak in general, even against a dominant Patriots secondary that almost nobody has had a great game against. And Tom Brady, we haven't seen since the first few weeks of the season, Tom Brady have any type of punch, add any type of punch to this Patriots offense. One of the reasons that I think that I disagree with Brandon, that I picked the Patriots to lose the last 2 weeks, against Baltimore and then against Philly. This
is the perfect week for you to do that.
Well, right. Well, but
this is the week to do that.
Here's the reason that I can't do that is despite how great Dak has been, despite the fact that I agree with you, the Patriots have their biggest leak on their defense is their run defense that has not been good as of late. In this game, and this is a big difference between the Cowboys and the Eagles, the coaching mismatch between what Belichick will have prepared and whatever the hell Jason Garrett's going to have prepared, to me, is too big of a discrepancy. And the Patriots will come into this game with such a schematic advantage that, to me, in and of itself can tilt the balance.
You know what? Skip Bayless said something very interesting recently, right? He said, is Bill Belichick showing his age? Because he's always been able to figure it out. Since week 4, why haven't we been able to figure out this run defense? Championship football, you run the ball, you stop the run, okay? You have a quarterback that makes great decisions in situational football. Why haven't the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick figured this out? To me, you have no chance of winning a game when you have an offense that can really pound it down your throat. That's not X's and O's. To me, that's not whose scheme is better. Let's game plan this. It's mano y mano. We're going to run this ball, Dak Prescott, down the 1 gap, 2 gap, 3 gap, and you have to deal with it. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter. So to me, this is an interesting matchup. I know everyone's high on the Patriots. It's the Patriots, the New England Patriots, but this is going to be a really, really good game.
And to be clear, I'm actually not that high on the Patriots. I think the Patriots can be had, but I also think an opportunity to have them. Baltimore is a really, really good team, so set them aside. Going to Philadelphia is a different story than playing the Cowboys in New England.
At home.
A Cowboys team that has not shown a consistent ability this year. Forget to beat the best teams in football, but to come out and be competitive is an unfair word, but to have an explosive offensive attack into the best teams in football, where we saw them only score 10 points against New Orleans, fall down 31-3 to Green Bay, lose to Minnesota in a game they obviously could have had they gotten, I feel, leaned on Dak more than Zeke early. So I do think the Cowboys can announce themselves to the league. They are more than just contenders for the NFC East. They are, referencing Skip, what Skip feels they are Super Bowl contenders.
Of course he does.
I don't feel that's who this team actually is, and I'm just not going to bet on Jason Garrett to have his team ready to go into Foxborough and beat even a mediocre Pats offense and beat this year's New England Patriots.
Well, look, after 2 sort of mediocre games from Ezekiel Elliott, right now that Patriots defense you're talking about, 10th against the run, 2nd in passing, so you would imagine that they are going to try to break out that game plan for Zeke to have a bigger game this week. All right, we'll talk much more about this coming up on the other side. Can Carmelo help the Blazers?